Welcome for my first video, where we're going to see the first steps in the world of optimization of UE5. For these videos, I have recovered an old university project I did with some friends. The project is called Disembodied. It is a UE4 project that we have to move to UE5, and I have a special affection for it. As you can see in the video, these levels imitate a kind of city in a swamp, where we see how several assets are repeated throughout the levels. This is a persistent level that contains several levels. To work on them, I have only kept the art levels and I have discarded the logic ones. Well, let's start. We are going to focus mainly on the first steps of GPU optimization. If we look on the right of the screen, there is the information of the FPS. To be able to visualize them, in the command console we type stat FPS. Very important. This information is all from the editor, so it is not 100% real. To get more accurate results, you should cook the game. First things first. As this was an UE4 project moved to UE5, now it's using Lumen technology for the illumination. So, it's important to 1. Pass all the assets we can to Nanite. 2. Make them instances. Here you can see an example of all the amount of static meshes that are repeated throughout the levels, so it is important to make the instances before continuing.
"2,000 years later."
Okay, we have already made the instances level by level. As you can see, now we have several instance static meshes rather than all the amount of static meshes we had before. Now we are going to open the statistics panel. In the right drop-down, we can choose all the objects, those of the level where we are or the selected ones. In the left drop-down menu, we can choose what we want to be shown, in this case the primitive stats. In the statistics panel, we can check the amount of assets we have on the level, and sometimes we can find pieces that are repeated only once, with a lot of tris width, and they are not even a hero asset. Here we have our first dynamite asset. The meeting altar, in this case it is a hero asset to be used once only. Oh, surprise! We have the big dam that it is also a hero asset that costs so much to the project, but we will see it in detail later. Also, we have the scaffolding. It used once, and it's not a hero asset. In this type of cases, I prefer to remove the asset from the level and replace it with one that consumes less and does not mess up the gameplay. We can also check the reference viewer to see if it is being used in other levels of the project. If not, I would delete it. Coming back to the dam asset, we can see that it is not only the amount of tris, but also the number of IDs material it has. And the same happens with the scaffolding. What I did was first pass the asset to Nanite, reduce the tris, and finally just let one ID material. Coming back to Nanite, enabling the Nanite stats, we can see on the right of the screen all the info about our Nanite assets. And with the command show flag, Nanite meshes 0, we will be able to see all non-Nanite assets over the level. With the command rd Nanite show stats 0, we can disable the stats. Let's fix the message, texture streaming pullover. For that, we open the stat streaming, that will appear on the left side of the screen. It will give us a detailed view of the different parts of the texture streaming system. These values will update when you move over the level. The better way to fix this is, from the Statistics panel, we open the drop-down and select Texture Stats. In this way, as we did with the static meshes, we can check the size of the textures and adapt them to the needs of the project. Also, we can find texture sizes that are not correct. Let us fix them.
Few inches later.
After doing a lot of research and adapting several textures to the needs of the game, our message disappeared. Another permanent arrangement is improving the pool in the default engine document. But there is again a risk that our GU will be overloaded.